going to have. I feel like Ultra Prime are going to, again, like we said early on, I feel like the Varus and the Rel still accentuate these kind of makings of a pick composition. You want to be able to play at range, not have this flash, as this Talia can be very dangerous to walk up. You already see they're going to try and walk together.
Yeah, he's going to face check it. Crashdown does comes across. Vampire's losing HP rapidly. Both supports, who's going to fall first? It's going to be a trade. But on the top side, it looks like Cube gets the win with the help of
their 80 carries position in this fight. What I want to see now from Ultra Prime is you're going to have level 6 on Vi. Can we set up on a bot lane dive? He just knew he's under so much pressure here in this mid lane. Saber.
Oh, here's the second flash. Monkey nearly finds the kill, but that's a huge seismic shove, and Saber's going to limp away. Definitely walking the tightrope that is known as a gray screen.
They're going to try and go for something on mid, waiting for Xiaoxia and the rest of Wako. Wako does have ultimate. They do have 2 of them available, getting them some movement speed. Junk cannot move.
Okay, he's going to flash for it onto Monkey. Does not have the Crescent Guard. Remember, just used it on the play to Saber. Another flash comes across, so they really want Wako to get this kill. And they committed a whole lot of summoners for it, but they might get a double up here, depending on how sneaky. Shouldn't really be contested at all. So, despite how much momentum 6 grubs or even just 1 might could have been for a Gwen Ryze solo lane comp, we're just going to split them.
Yeah, I think this is perfectly fine. They wanted
Finally, Ultra Prime teaming up with their Vi Talia combination, and they're going to pick off a Monkey who was played for Dragon, all on his lonesome.
Wow. Slight improper timing there. Roster dynamics exactly were, more successful here, as now we're seeing Ultra Prime losing access to the Herald, but you still have this Talia wall and potentially caging them in with a Rumble.
Vampire,
oh my god.
He's going to hit the dredge line, and the rest of the team is going to try to burn through Xiaoxia. He does get a crash down before falling. There's the cease and desist as they single out Monkey off to the side, but the Crescent Guard buying so much space for this Xin Zhao. Rift Herald in the middle of it all, down to about 3k. Junhao's going to take the Blast Cone over. I smell a 50-50 for good old Shelly here. They're going to try not to let Junhao in. He's going to vault over, steal the Herald away, and Monkey does not have the Crescent Guard to protect him this time round. Zhong is running wild with the Flame Spinner. Going to hit the fade away W as well. The solo lanes saving Ultra Prime, and it's Saber to hit the seismic shove to send it home. That's the UP. Really going to hurt Taeyun, and all the damage percentage truthers might see a stark drop-off, but maybe W will look to fight as close as possible. That seismic shove again from Saber just eliminates Vampire. Crashdown going to come across, but it's the cease and desist to lock Monkey in place, and the Crescent Guard will not save him when the rest of Ultra Prime are on top of him. The equalizer, piercing arrow to bring it home. Ultra Prime have awoken out of that slumber of an early game and exploded onto the Rift.
This is an amazing start to this game. A bit slow, right at 18 minutes. We only have just gotten a lot of action recently, but now they're going to be able to grab the Rift Herald. Now they grab the 3rd to Dragon as well, putting them on Soul Point. Ultra Prime came to play. They knew when their items were going to be able to spike, when their champions are going to be at a pretty good apex here. 10-4 is now the lead, but they only have 1,000 gold in their pocket. Some of this, we get to see exactly what happened here. Oh, it was only him by himself.
Exacerbated. But Ultra Prime are looking for 1 deadly flank here. Vampire does not know what's awaiting him over that wall. It's going to be Xiaoxia that uses his Hex Flash to get over, but Ultra Prime are a little bit wary of committing towards such a big flank until Junhao steps up.
Okay, how fast can they make this play? Cube still has to teleport for this.
Weaver's Wall, not going to cut really anybody off for WE. The equalizer needs to be huge, but Taeyun does get out of it. Vampire goes in with the dredge line, but it's on to Junhao. And once again, Vampire a little far up on his lonesome. Dies before Cube can even teleport in for the flank, but doesn't even really want the flank because he's getting a cease and desist over the top of his face. The exhaust doing a ton for Zhang to not get the damage out he needs, and Cube is able to trade out Junhao for now. Monkey's Crescent Guard buys him enough space, and now we have a very, very big 4v4, but Ultra Prime not holding on to the jungler, but maybe they don't need it with Saber finding the seismic shove of destiny. Now Karis has to flash out. Saber still firing stone after stone, but he just won his squad a narrow fight win right in front of Octagon.
I think that Ultra Prime were very lucky to come out of that with at least a small advantage there, because Team WE, they've leashed it now.
Yeah, free leash. The Monkey, are you really just going to give this Octagon here? He's going to look for the fight into Xiaoxia, but Xiaoxia's going to flash, get a huge crash down. He's locking up both of the carries on his own, so the Ultra Prime can step up as a squad. Cease and desist down onto Karis. Junhao, don't know if you win this 1v1, buddy. Vampire's going to swing over next. Saber's getting a ton of damage done by the
This
Otacon.
Otacon is winning.
Otacon is MVP right now in this fight. Round more from Karis. Used to get back towards his team. Otacon is still yet to reset at nearly under 3k damage, but it's Ultra Prime. They can't stay for it anymore. They've taken too much damage. The reset bails them out from releashing Otacon over to WE. This is getting wacky, Hulk. I don't know who's going to end up with this one. 50-50s.
Oh,
Who
Wako,
knows?
Wako!
From Karis into Wako. The barrier saves
got
him,
it!
and the Voracious Otacon is secured by Junhao. Boy, was that anything but clean. Still a win for Ultra Prime after it all.
At that point, look, we're playing in the last chance qualifier. These are the third place teams from all of our groups, and they are just getting right to be between these 8 players, as Karis is again the only one. He escapes, but why are we still contesting? Why are we still here? We've now spent like 5+ minutes in the Otacon top brush for so long.
I see a Weaver's Wall.
Oh, picture.
Has caught Vampire out of his dredge line.
Coming into this day, and necessarily we were going to be able to see a lot of gold has gone over to the side of Wako. Observer showing us the potential for a flank teleport. Karis already getting set up, trying to stay in Fog of War. But Taeyun has been big man on campus for Team WE. And Wako, fair share of criticism playing over in LCP. He only had 1 year of playing in the PCS.
All right, let's see how powerful this Gwen is. Oh, I was getting a little scared there. Junhao should be able to pick up the kill through the healing, and Karis has teleported in. Thinks he has a 1v1. Doesn't have a 1v2. He has himself a 1 versus 3. The whole squad pulled up, but Karis is putting on some fancy footwork here to buy some time. Monkey is here. Seraph's still getting a ton of value. Equalizer down. Flash forward for Monkey. Wants one. Gets Zhang. Does find that kill, trades himself out, and valiantly saves Karis.
Coming from the PCS, has so much experience playing in multiple different worlds coming through, and obviously also a role swap from some other lanes in previous years. So trying to hopefully build around this player here as they start at the Baron.
Yeah, this Baron, start up. Oh, this thing's gone.
Yeah, it
is in the hands of Ultra Prime. Vampire in the middle of everybody on Ultra Prime once more, but Wako's damage is ludicrous. Cube is going to find the shutdown, but it's a fleeting hope. I don't care how overtuned this Gwen is. 1 versus 4 means squat. Shutdown from Wako, but another huge win for Ultra Prime. This game feels done and dusted.
Yeah, they have 5. They don't have all the grubs, but I mean, you have so much damage, and now with this Baron buff, Monkey's the last one. If anything, he's probably just saving his team right now from losing the game outright, because those two are not hitting on mid turrets.
Oh my god. Saber's damage with the Infernal Soul is big. But yeah, I think that's a good point to make. Maybe could have threatened the end there. Does help the Nexus turrets to respawn. That's really slowed teams down from pushing 2 ham into the base, so they'll play respect.
Cubby's not doing it for me at home. He hasn't been playing duo queue with me. Why not? I get it.
You know what I have to say to that? Okay, you know, I'll hold the point here, as we might have Monkey just...
I think you could say WE are losing this game.
Yeah, Cyber gets another great seismic shove, sets up the cease and desist. Junhao's going flying in for Karis. He does pop the stasis, but it is a short-lived trip out of it, as another kill is picked up, and this should be Ultra Prime putting the finishing touches on not the cleanest game, but once we came out to 5v5s, once we got out of lanes, Ultra Prime just looked like the more cohesive, polished, and better team to kick off this best of 3 that will decide which one of our 2 squads we're watching now goes to Group Ascend and goes to Group Nirvana. And if this keeps up the way Ultra Prime has started, we will be out of here with that answer as quick as possible.
Yep. Here we go. 26-7, 30 of Wombo comp, right? You have circles upon circles upon circles
Hexagon.
upon a weird like pyramid vague shape.
I said I sucked at geometry already.
Cube doesn't have the flash, but does have this public execution to be able to get around some of the crowd control.
Oh, but the Hextech Ultimatum for Zhang is just going to come down, right? They're sectioning Cube off here. There's the public execution, but he is trapped in the geometry we talked about from draft. Can Junhao find the kill, though? That's a big-time slam for Monkey, but the flash commit comes across Junhao. Not taking this dragon, but it will be the trade here for what looks to be about 2 plates, as Zhang is going to have to walk and hookshot himself back towards this lane. So
this is reminding me of Monkey Skarner from the tiebreakers. This is the Monkey that somehow won versus EDG. I'm still mad about that. I'm still pissed.
Well, now he's trying to fight Junhao without his Impale in a 1v1, and that's no for Xiaoxia. Hero's Entrance comes across, and Monkey goes from whiffing ultimate to getting absolute...
Use the barrier, so small trade here.
Oh,
they're getting
maybe
pushed
I
out.
just-
John
oh.
with the TP behind.
Monkey is once again one versus many, and will fall. That is feats of warfare, and he only gets
Waiting
one
on
of the...
way, though.
Trying to create
They're
some
just
space
giving
for
up the
Strong.
dragon, though.
Yeah,
This play has to go really well, and even Wako can transition. Sitting in Fog of War, Monkey hasn't quite spotted out Alistar here, so they are really trying to overload onto this play. Wako does show.
Yeah, but this is, remember, we're not diving like a marksman or a mage. This is a tanky Galio and Alistar with Unbreakable Will. I don't think you can even call for this. It's almost damn near suicide. And now the wave's gone. That setup, but boy, are both these teams bloodthirsty in this top side. Nothing.
I get the idea of these plays. I feel like it is at a big disadvantage to Monkey, who is already falling behind.
Oh, Vampire,
Oh, no.
he's done it again. The Impale comes across, but the taunt is so well timed by Saber that nobody moves. Vampire trying to get a bunch of value on the shield. That's a huge Shuriken shovel from Karis. Down goes Junhao. Where's the rest of the damage now for Ultra Prime? It's got to be Zhang, but he teleports in late. And despite the potential catch onto Vampire, it's Karis making the difference, and now they're pushing for Zhang into the turret. Public Shusha comes down, turret drops down as well. Hextech Ultimatum thrown as everybody's trying to trade kills for kills, blows for blows, but it's Zhang that is coming out as the victor until Cube starts getting those dashes flying and picking up the kills. It's going to be a very murky trade at the end of the day, but the bullet time may separate it. Huge shield from Monkey. Wako can't finish his dinner, and now Xiaoxia will end up falling. Very thin margins. Whoa, we're back in live, and we are brawling once again. Everybody's layered on top of each other. Vampire's Braum shield does go down here. Wako holding on to that bullet time, knowing he has no avenue to really go for it. Instead, he's taking shots after shots, and it's another Emperor's Divide from Karis to set Taeyuan up for his first kill. Xiaoxia gonna fall. Wako gonna go next as he can't flash out of the grub wall. WE cutting down this Wombo combo, and they're even winning on the sides here with Cube nearly finding himself a solo over Zhang. He's got Flash. I think he might hunt for it, and I speak too soon once more, but it's WE finding avenues again. They are back in front in the biggest game of their season so far, and that should stop the soul stacking for Ultra Prime, which was beginning to become a burgeoning win con.
Yeah, WE, by placing so much focus on some of the side lanes, they've unfortunately neglected some of these larger objectives, finally grabbing themselves their first dragon. Looking at Junhao, I would love for him to have started this Rift Herald, but because he doesn't have mid-priority, it is
Monkey, though, Xiaoxia does flash out of it. Zhang trying to set up a pretty big flank, but it's WE controlling tempo back and turning their attention back towards Rift Herald.
They're looking for Zhang to fly in. They have Saber kind of sitting around. It's a lot of damage onto Xiaoxia, so they're going to be down their support's HP bar. I feel like we should just be giving this up. I don't think this is an objective we're going to be seeing from Ultra Prime Contest all that much. It is going to be the Rift Herald falling. Most likely what's going to happen here is Ultra Prime, since they do have 2 items on so many of their carries, in particular not only the Ezreal,
Wako!
but they find the pick! Wako!
Vampire picks him off. Wako's though able to walk back and get a huge bullet time. Knockup comes across on the hero's entrance, but where are the kills?
Cube
Where
down?
are the resets for Junhao? There goes Cube, but the reset can't come across for Junhao because he didn't assist on the kill, so it falls completely flat, and it's Taeyuan that picks up another double kill to go 4-0 on his premier Ezreal.
Ultra Prime just don't have the damage. Zhang as well, going back in there, we'll probably take a look at it in the replay. Some minor errors, and this lead, this has got to feel so vindicating for Monkey. He's like, you focused me in the early game. You won 2 smites. You were able to kind of get into my head. And you
click with that Wombo that now is really short in the damage department.
Right, starting up the Otacon here, and Bessa and Camille no longer around, but Zhang does have teleport available to them. Seems like Ultra Prime, are they going to try and force after this objective is gone? They've had vision on this the entire time.
Are we really just going to try and flip this? Great glacial vision for Vampire. Junhao can't get close enough. He tries to heartbreak and steal it, but instead he's impaled and cut down. Great spacing from Team W, and now they can start running rampant. No Viego to worry about, no resets to deal with. It's Ultra Prime finding nothing. WE, they want that do or die 3rd place match to decide between Group Ascend and Group Nirvana.
It'll come down to that. Again, best of 3 here. After this, with WE winning this game, they'll put themselves in contention for a spot in Group Ascend. Biggest change in between the two of them, if you're able to get in that Group Ascend, you will be able to at least stay around until Split 3 of the LPL. Going down to that Group Nirvana, you have so few games to be able to prove yourself and hold your might as potentially being eliminated from the LPL in June.
I mean, hey, he is weak. 7 HP. He only does 7 damage to Otacon. That's weak, man. I don't know what else we're talking about. Wako maybe getting picked off is what we're talking about. Impale available. Flash up for Wako, but there's no point burning it there. Another kill over to Taeyun as he goes dominating on his Ezreal.
Yeah, Wako recognizing if he flashes, there's probably going to be a response here. Now Ultra Prime got to scatter to the winds immediately. Junhao's on their side of the map right now. Wait, we're TPing? We're trying to find Junhao. There's no minion wave. They're going to pull a Baron. Again, this Azir is so far ahead at this moment. Is this going to be where we see Ultra Prime stake their claim back into this game? Vampire doing a fantastic job putting down vision, trying to spot the Viego, and they're going to finally see him here.
Young first as well. Baron picked up. They still have Voracious Otacon for another 20 seconds, so why not just go for the belly-bursting fight here? Stuns galore from the Braum Fishers. No heroes entrance or exit for Saber. A clean response from Team WE, who continue to try and build off the momentum they had from their 2-0 sweep of LGD.
8,000 gold now, Baron in their back pockets. We have to assume this can be the end. There is an ultimate available for Wako, so at least one of these minion waves has the possibility of being deleted. But, I mean, they still have the Azir Shuffle. I imagine this is not going to be going on for much longer.
Feels like a formality fight is coming. There's the bullet time. There is Vampire's shield eating up every single ounce of it. And it's going to be Team WE taking a commanding Game 2 win. With so much of the season on the line, we are going the distance for Team WE and Ultra Prime to decide.
For Ultra Prime, how do they ever deal with this champion? Kalissa's going to be sitting there trying to throw spears, but she's going to get slowed down, so that's going to be really ruinous for her. Even when we look at her, and they kind of trap Wako under this bottom lane turret.
Dragon for Junhao. Going to be picked up here.
There is a Kanavi game. I think there's a Tarzan game. It's very rare.
Very rare indeed. As we finally get the first Ragnarok used here on the top side. Monkey doesn't get a ton of value out of it. Nobody's died just yet. There's the pullback from the Cassante. They're trying to get Monkey without the Ragnarok form, and it's first blood over to Zhang. Cube gonna have to flash out here with the Ragnarok down. Excuse me, the Dominance down. But that is big for Ultra Prime. The first huge Ragnarok out of this Olaf jungle. They survive, and they're looking to thrive as the Fates Call throws the Nico into the face of...
We are walking in with 3 item power spikes here. Cube can teleport in. He'll have a finished Black Cleaver. And now even level 6 here for Vampire. They're already on this objective. Xiaoxia can try to look for a turn. It's going to be a single grub going over to Ultra Prime.
Ooh, Vampire, he took half his health bar down, burns the Solar Flare. Now it's a flash away for the Fates Call. Xiaoxia's going to follow. They have their pick on Karis, who does have to bail out of the fight as well, but they've left Monkey all alone with the Ragnarok. The stolen Pop Blossom finds nobody, but it's Cube flying into the back line. Doesn't even have the dominance churning until it's enough to start eviscerating the fight, but it's Wako with the Spears of Destiny into the hearts of WE. Saber gets the charm, one more dash, and sets Wako up for a huge multi-kill that Ultra Prime desperately needed. Some crazy Nico tech.
The meal.
Oh, we're getting more Nico tech.
We get it here.
Which one's the real Ari? Oh, we figured out which one was the real Nico. Pop Blossom down, Cyclone knockup, but Cube's getting a ton of value out of this dominance as we flash to the other side of the map where it's now Ultra Prime's top lane that's under for the dive here. All out comes across. Ragnarok could be enough to buy space.
Cube
Vampire
won that?
will die to the turret as Cube finds the win. I gotta see the replay on this one as Xiaoxia goes down. The flash Q does not land. Cube gets the slice right out of it. Huge play for the WE top laner.
In this wave and then lean off of this. Oh, Xiaoxia trying to find something.
He's trading his Pop Blossom for the Ragnarok. Fate's Call pulls him out. Great heist play there from Xiaosha. The big ultimate down for WE, but in goes Karis with a stolen Spirit Rush. Finds the first one. Wako falls to Taeyun, and Cube's flying into the whole muck of it with Ultra Prime, but he may have pushed his luck a bit too much as Yang trades him out. Saber gets a huge reset onto his ultimate. Monkey does not have the Ragnarok, but he's got the fancy forward to get around the charm. Gets a big slow with the axe. Junhao still gonna chase him down and find a critical kill. Another
Grab
narrow
themselves the Rift Herald in the trade, so that'll be the feats of strength going over.
Oh my god, we're still throwing fights. Oh, Karis stole a Pop Blossom. On to 3 members. Here comes the return Pop Blossom. It's pandemonium as health bars are blinking across the board. When it's Team WE that find the first angle, Cube will be able to slice himself to safety as we go ARAM style for the first fight. And WE find the angle.
Great target acquisition there. I mean, Wako, you know he has no summoner spells. I already said playing into Olaf is really cringe, but an engage there from Vampire means that they get the bottom lane again for Ultra Prime, and this was why we had question marks around this Nico, especially for Xiaoxia, a newer player here to the LPL, being a call-up from Ultra Prime.
John?
He has, so far, kind of been taking a lot of damage, and Nico is not a tanky champion. She's not the same as like a Leona, like a Rel, or even an Alistar, right? So have to be very careful and choose your battles wisely. This will be the Dragon going over for WE after finding a big team fight win in mid again.
Cloud Soul is a bit of a letdown for this big game 3, but
I don't know if that's true. Now showing up, maybe with Monkey, or maybe with Junhao coming, there's teleports coming on through. Cube's looking for his.
Taeyun has to back out here with that big passive damage swinging around. Below 3k here, Solar Flow used by Vampire just to secure the Otacon. But they do just leave Cube out in Wasteland. He slices and dices, then has to flash with the Dominus popped, and Vampire will be the sacrificial lamb. They get most of the roses, but now Saber's on the chase. Flash Charm finds its mark. The blast cone will not save you from Junhao, who flashes over the wall. Otacon comes at a price for Team WE.
2 dragons for that epic monster increase, and look at the blood roses. They got so much experience during that play. How much more can Ultra Prime grab? At the very least, it'll be...
Prime is there, pushing towards their item break points with both the jungle.
There's no summoners though, Slayer. There's no summoners here for Junhao or the solo lanes of Ultra Prime. So the threat onto Taeyun gets that much weaker.
We'll have to see what those summoners look like, as we are bound to have another 5v5 fight breaking out with so much on the line here. Spot in Group Ascend, the final spot in Group Ascend. What will be rewarded with a Nexus explosion for either one of these teams, as Ultra Prime try and force their way down the river, bottlenecking into it, but it's Vampire to go in on his own solo, the Solar Flare, but it completely whistled to Wako. Somehow Vampire is able to survive, but Wako gets the free hit this time round, kiting back, desperately trying to throw spear after spear, but he's lost all of his teammates, and Taeyun's flying in with the killer instinct to put the final nail in the coffin, known as Ultra Prime. It's only Zhang to survive. Is that the fight that gets Team WE to Group Ascent?
That's going to be the Baron here as well. Team WE came to play. They may have lost to Ultra Prime in the first game, in the first round here of the Last Chance qualifier, but they're looking to rewrite history, say, hey, best of ones are not like best of fives. Just like this series, Game 1, a victory to Ultra Prime. The window in which we wanted to see this play has gone and went at this point. The Nico has not been able to provide enough, and I think we're seeing that difference. Even though Vampire is having a hard time with landing some of these abilities, he just has like an additional 2,500 HP that he gets to play with for free.
They're really trying to set a trap around these mid waves. That's what Vampire was looking for before he gets the charm. But you're also buying space for Cube on the spot side. Does have teleport, but it's a short walk over to this dragon. So he gets more gold for, what, mid lane prio at the moment. They still have river control in. Thank you to the observers once again, toggling how dark this river is for Ultra Prime. Xiaosha does spot out.
Oh my god, Monkey!
Cube. Monkey is far too low when he pops the Ragnarok. Pop Blossom will be dodged by Karis, so that big Nico ultimate is completely useless. But Cube is diving in all on his lonesome. Karis is going to find the kill and find the dagger there with the double up. The import is looking to pop off, and Wako won't be able to save them. Does cleanse, flash himself back out to safety, but Taeyun flashes, puts the dagger in the heart, and you all across the LPL fandom doubted it, discounted WE, sent them to Group Nirvana in your heads. Well, they've defied your expectations and will grab the 10th and final spot in Group Ascent.
And they do it in not too surprising fashion. Taeyun with a massive performance, and Karis stepping up when the team needed it. He has been a bit missing, but it has been incredible to see WE's rise back into Group Ascend.
Congratulations, Team W.